Hello lovelies, welcome back. I feel so autumnal today. Well, it's probably October when you're watching this, but today is the 25th of September. So I'm feeling autumnal, I've got orange eyeshadow on, I even got my nails done this morning, like a pumpkin kind of colour. I would never go for this colour, but I just thought I'd do it anyway. Got my jumper on, I'm feeling so autumnal. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to crack on before I start rambling on about anything and everything. So today I'm going to show you how to do a bullet hole wound in your head using special effects makeup. And it's actually pretty simple, but the product, well, one of the products you work with is actually quite difficult, not difficult, just a bit like a problem child like product to work with. So I'm just going to crack straight on before I start rambling. So the product that we're going to mainly be using is Cine Wax. So Cine Wax is sort of like, it's not like normal wax. It's a special effects, especially for makeup, and you get a big pot of it like this. This one's from Primark, but you can get other brands as well. And it's quite hard to work with, Where I picked this up, it always reminds me of doing like my level 3 when I was doing my makeup training, and it reminds me of problems. Because it's not a difficult thing to use, but it's the way you use it and where you use it. So when you're using wax, it's better to work on like a bony surface, so like the back of your hand, your forehead, places where you've not got a lot of skin or fat, like your neck and your cheeks, they would not be really good areas. You can use it on like the bone of your nose, do a broken nose, that's really good for that. But other than that, there's not many areas you can use it, because you do need like a hard surface underneath it, like your forehead, which is why we're going to do the bullet wound. I honestly can't speak. The bullet hole wound on my forehead today. So I'm just gonna jump right in. So I'm bringing scrunchies back. I feel like it's making me look 12. I saw it in my drawer this morning and I thought, oh, that's cute. I'm gonna wear scrunchies from now on, I love it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my Crylan Cine Wax and I'm just gonna take a little bit out with a metal spatula. Now, I think using a metal spatula is actually key to working with wax. If you use your fingers, sometimes it can like overwork the wax and it just doesn't work. And you can get like little bits of dust in it and that kind of thing, so, right. So what I'm gonna do first, the wax is kind of like hard and sticky when you take it out. I'm just gonna warm it in my hands. I don't wanna like overwork it. And I think I need a little bit more. You don't want to like overwork it in your hands, because then it becomes too hard to handle. So you just want to warm it up just so it's kind of flexible, kind of like that. So we're just going to roll it into a ball and flatten it down a little bit, just so you've got something like that. And I'm going to stick it on my head. So I'm going to place the wax, push it down onto the skin. Then we're going to use the metal spatula and just smooth out the edges. I'm just going to keep blending that. So now you can see we've got like a big bump here. We're just going to keep working that in because we don't need it that deep. We just want to make sure that all the edges around here are really, really smooth. And there's another little trick that I'm going to show you as well. So like no harsh edges, you know. Really blend it into your skin. And at first you'll find the wax is really hard to stick to your skin, it keeps falling off. It doesn't once you've blended it out, so you might need to just hold the wax on and blend it out, and you'll find it so much easier. Love it. To smooth out the top, I'm just going to take a little bit of oil, any oil, as long as it doesn't have like gold flakes near anything. Just popping a little bit on the end of my finger, rubbing it together, tapping it off, just to make sure you've got like a bit of an oily finger. And you can just go over it and make sure it's all smooth. Okay, so I'm just going to take the foundation brush I used this morning and I'm just going to go over the edges of where the wax is meeting my skin, just because I don't want it to be too obvious that we've got wax all over our forehead. So I'm just tapping over, and don't worry about this bump because we're going to colour that anyway. Okay, so now I'm going to take the metal spatula again, and I'm using this end, and I'm just going to place it in the middle and create the actual wound. So push it down until you touch your forehead, and then I'm just going to hold it and spin, and it should have made a hole. I'm just going to make that a little bit bigger. And then just smooth out those bits that have just come off. But it doesn't have to be too neat, that part, because, you know, you've just been shot in the head, so is anyone really bothered? Okay, so now I'm going to colour the bullet wound, and what I'm going to do is put a black and a bruise colour right in this hole here, just to make it look deep. You know, we have just been shot in the head. So what I'm going to use, as always, Kryolan Super Colour Palette. Love this so much. Oh god, if you don't have one of these, get one. It's a bit of an investment, and it's not expensive when you think about it, but if you want to do really good special effects makeup, then you need it. It's only like buying like an eyeshadow palette or something, you know, special effects is still part of makeup, so if you do want to get a really good one, get this. So I'm just going to dip into the black and a little bit of this bruise shade, and I'm just going to fill in this hole. Fab. Now we're going to colour the outside of the bullet wound. Now this is going to be like a bruise colour, like between a bruise and a red colour. So we're just going to use this one and just sort of, I don't want loads of products on because I don't want to disturb the wax, so I'm just going to use a tiny little bit and just sort of like tap over the edges. And the more red you use, the fresher it looks, the more bruise colour you use, the older it looks. Do you like my eyes today? I put this look on my Instagram. Actually, I'll put it on today, but it's not today because when you'll be watching this, it's October, so you'll actually... So, I'll put it on weeks ago. But yeah, I'll still link everything in the description box anyway, just in case you haven't seen that on my Instagram. So I'm just tapping it on just to get like a rough, you know, I don't want it to be too perfect. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to blend all the edges here just to make it look really seamless, you know, blending in any wax, that sort of thing. And I'm using one of my favourite brushes. This is from a brand called Cosmic Brushes, and they do the best synthetic brushes. Now usually I don't really like synthetic brushes, I do like natural hair, but these ones are amazing and they do feel like real hair. Plus look at that. Wow. Oh, I could sit and watch that all day. So I'm just going to blend all these edges. I'm just going to go in with my little metal spatula because there's just a few edges. When you add the colour, you can really see where your harsh edges are with the wax. So I'm just going to go over those. Okay, so now time to add blood. I'm going to be using the Mould Live Kensington Gore Theatrical Blood. Standard, just one I got in my kit. I do like it though, I think it's really good. So what we're going to do first is fill the hole, and then we're going to try and make it drip. So So to add a few little splatters around the edge of the bullet wound, we're going to be using one of these. It's like a sponge, it's like a Brillo pad, you know what you clean your oven with? It's like one of those. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the blood on there. You can get these from any kind of special effects online stores or in store. I'm just going to press that around the outside of the wound and just be careful not to disturb the wax. And this will also help to like cover up any areas where your wax isn't quite blended, so it like draws attention away from that. Here's how to look like you've got a bullet hole wound in your head. This is a perfect look, you know, if you don't know what to go as for Halloween and you just want to put your normal dress on. Okay guys, so there we have it. Here is the finished look. Hope you enjoyed it and I hope you found it educational as well as entertaining. But most importantly, I hope you found it a little bit easier to do like this kind of things with like the cine wax. So that's it for this video. Please subscribe, please give it a massive thumbs up and turn on your post notification bell so you can see next week's video, and I'll see you then. Bye! Today I'm going to show you how to do a bullet wool. I can't speak today. Ah, that's hot. Ow. Oh, that is nice. This is how I feel every Saturday night. If this makeup was a mood, this is how I would be every Saturday night. Because I'm that tired. What's that Sugar Babes song called? Hole in the Head? Was it Sugar Babes? Was it Atomic Kitten? Oh, I can't remember. It was definitely Sugar Babes. 100%. 100% Sugar Babes.